Hey guys, it's International Cube Day. We're here in Melbourne and this is put on by the Anonymous for the Voiceless group. There are about 190 of these events taking part around the world today. It's a pretty impressive turnout and it's just such great outreach to be speaking to the general public, showing them the truth of what goes on, what's behind the meat, dairy and egg industries. This was our first experience of participating in the Cube of Truth and doing this kind of vegan outreach, and the audio was no good to use. It was very windy and we didn't have a proper mic to pick up the conversation. Luca was filming, obviously, so we thought we would just provide some commentary over the footage and share this experience with you because it was very different to interacting with people and answering questions online through social media. And at the beginning, I was quite nervous, to be honest with you. I wasn't sure what was going to be asked, but I also knew that after 6 years as a vegan and answering people's questions every single day, that I did have the knowledge and all the information and the truth on my side. So I think as activists, we just have to come back to the basics and feel very confident in the information that we do have and just always speak from the heart to people. I think if you try and make that heart-to-heart connection, you can't really go wrong. And that's kind of what I did here. I spent most of the time actually just describing what was happening on the screens that people were watching because they're only seeing the visual, but there is no other information coming out of the screen, of course. So I was describing what the animals were going through, what's happening in the animal agriculture industry, and that kind of filled in the silence. And my strategy actually was to talk as much as I could, to give them as much information as I could, and to hold people there, you know, continuing to watch the screens. I didn't want them to walk away. So I thought if I just keep talking to them, they'll be engaged, they might ask more questions. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. I think that I held people to the screens for longer than they may have stood there on their own. And the main reaction is, people were shocked. Even some of them had seen footage like this previously on social media, which was fantastic to hear because obviously that's why we're all sharing as much footage as we can through our social media to reach the mainstream. So it is working. But I guess this was kind of more in your face, and having me standing there describing it to them was quite confronting, I think, for quite a few people that I spoke to. And I think what was really interesting for me was to witness their facial expressions and their reactions to the footage and to the information that I was giving them. Most people were just totally shocked and really horrified. They were stepping back and covering their mouth or almost squinting and not wanting to watch it all. And that to me was fabulous to see because it demonstrated that this is not normal behavior. When we show the truth, majority of people don't really want to see it, which means we shouldn't be eating it. We don't really want to be participating in this. So it's not a normal reaction to think that this is okay and I'm happy to buy these products and support these industries. And I think it was a real wake-up call for people to just see the footage, hear the information, and then, I was kind of pointing out, well, are you noticing your reaction here? And they're like, yeah, this is not something that is very good. One woman was brought to tears by the end of the conversation, which, I said to her, look, this is really good. It means you're moved to care, and from that place you can now take action to not participate in this industry anymore and start to choose more of a plant-based diet rather than an animal products-based diet. And I ended every conversation by giving people a card that had many, many different links and resources that they could go to do more research and just sending people away with something that they could look into so they have a resource to follow up, learn more, and then hopefully make the change to at least more plant-based eating, hopefully vegan in the future. So always wanting to send people away with something that they can research and get some more education. I really enjoyed the experience. It was very different to anything I've done before. It was definitely an adrenaline rush, and I was kind of hooked on the experience and wanting to speak to more and more people by the end of it. It was really, really good. And the main thing for us as a YouTube channel is to take this footage and share it with our larger audience. Because speaking to just a handful of people in the afternoon was obviously great. Every conversation matters, but if we can take this footage and put it on YouTube and spread the message to a larger audience, then obviously that's the main priority, to reach as many people as we can with this message. So if you are watching and you're not vegan, please have a think about how you're reacting to watching footage of where meat, dairy and eggs come from, how it's produced, and your reaction to the graphic footage tells you a lot. And we'll also link Anonymous for the Voiceless in the description box below, so you can have a look at whether there's a cube of truth in your area, or perhaps you'd like to set one up and do this kind of vegan outreach as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment for us down below, share it around to help us spread the message. And remember, until next time, that going vegan is not the most we can do, it's the least we can do. Thanks for watching.